Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Ordinary Council meeting of the Wellington Shire Council for the 18th of June 2024. Members of the public gallery should note that Council records and publishes Council meetings via YouTube to enhance the accessibility of Council meetings to the broader Wellington community. These recordings are also archived and may be published on Council's website for viewing by the public or used for publicity or information purposes. At the appropriate time during the meeting, members of the gallery may address the Council, at which time their image, comments or submissions will be recorded. Members of the public who are not in attendance at the Council meeting but who wish to communicate with the Council via the online web form should lodge their questions or comments early in the meeting to ensure that their submissions can be dealt with at the end of the meeting. Please could gallery visitors, councillors and invited online attendees ensure that mobile phones and other electronic devices are turned off or in silent mode for the duration of the meeting. Wellington Shire Council acknowledges our offices are located on the traditional lands of the Gunai-Kurnai Nation. We pay our deep respects to their elders past, present and future and acknowledge their ongoing cultural and spiritual connections to their land and waters. We have two apologies tonight. We have Councillor Rossetti and Councillor Ripper. Is there any declaration of conflicts of interest? No. Item 3.1, adoption of minutes of previous council meeting. Councillor Wood.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council adopt the minutes and resolutions of the Ordinary Council meeting of the 4th of June 2024.
And seconded by Councillor Stevens. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Happy with that, Councillor Wood?
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Item 4, business arising from previous meetings, there are none. Item 5, acceptance or late or urgent items, there are none. Item 6, notices of motion, there are none. Item 7, receiving of petitions or joint letters, there are none. Item 8, invite addresses, presentations or acknowledgements. Do we have any? Councillor Marr.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to acknowledge two local women who have received the Lifesaving Victoria's Outstanding Women in Lifesaving Awards for exceptional contributions to and achievements in life savings, drowning prevention and emergency services. Amanda Castle was honoured as a senior leader and Bridget Brown as an emerging leader. Both have made significant contributions to their Sea Spray Surf Lifesaving Club and the community, and I would just like to offer them my wholehearted congratulations, and they're a great reflection of people that we want to see within our communities with the volunteering and hard work that they're doing. So well done to both of them.
Well said, Councillor Marr. Two great families have been involved in the surf life sea spray for a long, long time and a lot of generations. So congratulations to both of them. Is there anyone else? Councillor Mackenzie.
Mayor, being a councillor has provided me with so many opportunities to work with the community and be that conduit between council and the community. It's also provided me the opportunity to meet so many individuals and their service to the Shire. So it was an honour to have been given the opportunity to meet the trustee of the John Leslie Trust and see the latest contribution to John Leslie under the guidance of the Trust is nearing completion. Along with David Harper, Parks and Open Space Manager, Chris Hasty, General Manager Build and Environment, and David Borkham, Chief Executive Officer, Wellington Shire, we've met with Helen Booth, Brian Barney Castles, Deirdre Ralph, Katie Drew, and Darryl Page at the Flooding Creek Linear Reserve, which is just a stone's throw from the CBD of Sale. Some years ago, the Trust partnered with Council to purchase what was a wasteland, and with their continued support, the Shire has planted over 5,000 trees, added walkways, seating and walking tracks. It's like an oasis away from the centre of Sale, and soon it will be open for all to enjoy. It provided me with an appreciation of how much John Leslie loved the community of Wellington, and through his generosity, Wellington benefited immensely. John lived a full and productive life. He was a mayor, army captain, successful retailer, community leader, arts patron, government advisor, recipient of the keys to the City of Sale, philanthropist, gentleman and a Renaissance man. John Leslie's life was full and productive. Unfortunately, John passed away on December 14, 2016, However, through the trust, his memory will live on forever, and it's an honour that Wellington Shire Council will continue to be the guardian of his vision for Wellington. It was a day that I was so proud to have been able to represent my fellow councillors, council staff, senior management to say thank you to the trustee of John Leslie. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Mackenzie. Is there any other acknowledgements or addresses or? No? Item 9, questions on notice, we have none. Item 10.1, Mayor and Council Report, May 2024. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Crosley.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that the Mayor and Councillors' report be noted.
And seconded by Councillor Wood. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Crosley.
Just to acknowledge that there was a huge diverse range. I think we actually covered a lot of the engagements in last council meeting for the various things, but just to say that the role of a council is many and varied, and certainly acknowledge the busy role of the Mayor down in Melbourne, meeting with colleagues and various proponents to put forward the council's best put forward, and also to make sure that we're getting the best for our community. So, well done, everybody.
Thank you, Councillor Crosley. Item 11, Delegates Reports. I don't believe we have any. Item 12.1, Chief Executive Officer Report, May 2024. Someone to move that, please.
I'm happy to move that, Mayor. I move that the Chief Executive Officer's report be received.
And seconded by Councillor Crosley. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. I'd just like to acknowledge the significant time that the CEO has spent for the month of May attending various meetings, but particularly I think if anyone looks through that list, we can see that renewable energy proponents is certainly a large part of it, as like the Mayor and Councillors. Particularly the CEO attended the Gippsland New Energy Coordination Group meeting, met with Marathon Group, Southerly 10, VicGrid, Corio Generation, as well as attending the Wellington Renewable Energy Forum. And there's also various stakeholders that the CEO is also attending a meeting, including the John Leslie Foundation, as Councillor Mackenzie pointed out, the Committee for Wellington, Destination Gippsland, Gippsland Regional Partnerships, the MAV Rural Councils Vic, the Yarraman District Health Service, IBAC, and the Maffra and District Bendigo Bank. So I think he's certainly been very busy, as we have been. So thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Marr. Item 12.2, Appointment of Acting Mayor. Someone to move that, please?
I'm happy to move that, Mayor. I would like to move that Council approve the temporary appointment of Councillor Stevens as the acting Mayor for the scheduled 2nd of July 2024 Council meeting.
And seconded by Councillor Wood by a whisker. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Marr.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. This is largely due to the Mayor and myself attending with the CEO to Canberra, the Australian Local Government Association National General Assembly in early July, and as a result we need an acting Mayor to be appointed, and we're more than happy that Councillor Stevens is accepting of that role. Thank you. I should have asked. Are you?
Councillor Stevens hasn't got his microphone on, but he did say he's happy to run off the bench and do that for us. So, thank you, Councillor Stevens. Being the previous Mayor, probably the obvious choice. So thank you. Item 13.1, Assembly of Councillors Report. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Tatterson.
Hello, Mayor. I'd like to move that Council note and receive the attached Assembly of Council records for the period 27th of May to 9th of June 2024.
And seconded by Councillor Wood. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Tatterson.
No, nothing further. Thanks, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Tatterson. Item 13.2, Progress of 2021 to 25 Council Plan and Health Wellington Quarter 3, 2023/24. Someone to move that, please.
Yes, thank you,
Councillor
Mayor.
Stevens.
I'm happy to move that Council receive and note the attached update on progress of a 21-25 Council Plan for Quarter 3, 2023-24.
And seconded by Councillor Tatterson. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Stevens.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. I think it's important to note that when we started this current council plan, we had a very comprehensive community consultation, and as a result of that detailed consultation, we developed a plan with 104 actions. There were 28 under environmental and climate change, there were 24 in economy and sustainable growth, there were 26 in livability and wellbeing, and 26 in services and infrastructure. And basically all those actions bar one have now either been completed or are well on the way of to be completed. And so we're just about drawing to the close of this current council plan, and in fact have already started preliminary processes for the replacement of that plan, which obviously will be approved by the new council by the middle of next year. So I think congratulations are due to the council, the staff and the community for all the good work that's been done on implementing the current council plan. Thanks, Mayor.
Well said, Councillor Stevens. It's a big job and we're doing very well. Item 13.3, Audit and Risk Committee minutes. Someone to move that, please.
Yes, I'll
Stevens.
move that. Quite happy to move that as soon as I can move forward to the right page. Which
If you look on the big screen, it's...
yeah, but I haven't got my right glasses on. Hang on. If I change glasses, I'll be right. I should have been ready for that, Mayor. So, I'm happy to move that Council receive and note the minutes in brief of the Audit and Risk Committee, 29th of May 2024, as attached, and the confidential attachment Audit and Risk Committee meeting minutes of 29th of May 2024, and point 2, as set out in the Council agenda, all be adopted. Thank you, Mayor.
And seconded by Councillor Maher. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Stevens.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mayor. I've changed glasses back now. Oh, thank you. I've got Councillor.
Thank you for that assistance, Councillor
Yeah,
Wood.
thank you.
He's got a bit of a tangle going.
Hang on. Oh, God. Oh, it's not the minute. So the Audit and Risk Report, there was a very comprehensive set of papers for the meeting on the 29th of May, Mayor, and a lot of content, and thanks to the staff for all the work they did in preparing the agenda. There were the external auditor from Vargo was present, and I think everything is on track for this year's annual audit. Interesting to note the two federal programs, both the Roads to Recovery program and the LRCIP program, are both going to be audited this year by our external auditor. I'm advised that we've already done all the work of having prepared that report for the auditor, but clearly that's just something that's a little bit different. There are no other outstanding items for the Wellington Shire Council in the management letter that's been issued by Vargo, by Gordon Ramsay's the name of the auditor, isn't he, I think? Is that right, Mr. No? Gordon Ramsay's the chef. What's the name of the...
I was thinking he's a well-renowned chef, but he could be an auditor as well.
What's the name of the... Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. I'm trying to untangle myself here and I'm doing a bad job of it. All right, moving right along, Gary. Anyway, so everything's right. Everything's fine with the external audit, and I think that we should have no trouble in completing the external audit and be able to put that back to Council in September, Mayor. The Audit and Risk Committee is also in the process of conducting an internal review of the internal auditor program, and that's all very good. We had two concurrent reports from the internal auditor. One was a review of cyber security, and there were 3 findings for that report, which they were basically all rated as insignificant. I'd have to be honest, Mayor, I had great difficulty interpreting what the internal auditor was saying about the cyber security report, but it was a bit complex complicated, but yes, I think congratulations again are due to our IT staff for their work in managing cyber security. The other review I did have a bit of understanding of, review of rate revenue, and there were 2 findings in that report which again were of minor consequences. So that also shows congratulations to our rate staff for the work they're doing. So the internal audit, as well as the program being reviewed, we're also in the process of reviewing the performance of the internal auditor, and that is going to be dealt with at the next meeting of the ARC committee. So the committee is now actually reviewing 4 of our strategic risks every meeting. We have identified 12 strategic risks for the Shire in our risk management program, and the process of having a rolling review of all of those strategic risks is being undertaken as we go along with the Audit and Risk Committee. The independent members of the Audit and Risk Committee are very good at asking a whole range of questions, and I congratulate the staff because they do an outstanding job, in my opinion, of answering all those detailed questions. The other thing that's interesting to note, of our strategic risks, we have 1 insignificant, 6 minor, 4 moderate and only 1 major, which relates to the whole issue of the impact of climate change. So even though we have identified 12 strategic risks, we have pretty much got them all under control, in my opinion, in our risk management program. We also, just for the interest of councillors, we have 239 operational risks that we have also been reviewing on an annual basis, and I think we've gone a long way and done a huge amount of work, Mayor, on our whole risk management program. It's a very complex piece of work, but the staff have been working on it very diligently in the last 12 months. Another thing that was conducted was the business continuity plan. A very successful business continuity exercise was conducted in the last couple of months, and it's really good to see that we have got that plan in place, because we have been impacted by issues in relation to emergencies such as fire, flooding and electricity loss, and it's good to see that we've got those matters under control if we ever need to implement our business continuity plan. And another interesting thing, the way life is changing, Mayor, the Council is also in the process of adopting a policy for artificial intelligence, and that was also discussed at the last meeting of the Audit and Risk Committee. So that I think that all the other reports pretty much are of a regular nature, Mayor, and just thanks again to the staff for the work they do in preparing the agenda, answering all the questions, and I think we've got a very strong Audit and Risk Committee that's working very effectively, as long as some councillors don't go off and leave their laptops behind, but that's a whole other story, and we won't go there. I'll now move on and untangle my glasses, Mayor.
Thank you, Councillor Stevens. I don't know how you negotiate your glasses, Emma. You did a really good job. Our internal auditor was actually Gordon Robinson, so we thank Mr Robinson. Thank you, Councillor Stevens. Item 14.1, monthly plan decisions to April 2024. Someone to move that, please.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that Council note the report on recent planning permit trends and planning application determinations between the 1st of April 2024 and the 30th of April 2024.
And seconded by Councillor Tatterson. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Marr.
Thank you, Mayor. There were 45 decisions for the month of April made. Attachment 2 certainly indicates an increase of applications received, with active files on the decrease at the end of the month. Planners are still certainly kicking goals with regard to decisions still being well above the 80% as opposed to the regional average. And the value of works is still reflective of the current economic climate. However, I'd certainly like to pass on my congrats to the planning team because they're certainly doing a stellar job at the moment. So well done to them all.
Thank you, Councillor Barr. And I must say thank you, Councillor Wood, for helping Councillor Stevens sort his glasses out. Much appreciated. Item 15.1, place names committee meeting minutes. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Crossley.
Thank you, Mayor. I move that 1, Council receive and note the minutes of the Place Name Committee meeting held on the 14th of May 2024. 2, the unnamed lane between 78 and 80 McAllister Street sale be named Temperance Lane and the proposed name be advertised, and if no objections received within 30 days, then the name be registered with Geographic Names Victoria. And 3, the trafficable section of the unnamed road of Austin's Road, Woodside, be named Blue Wren Lane, and a letter be sent to adjoining property owners and it be advertised that the trafficable section of the unnamed road of Austin Road, Woodside, be named Blue Wren Lane, and if no objections are received within 30 days, then the name be registered with Geographic Names Victoria and not double-I, 2, the Woodside Primary School be thanked for its previous contribution to the approved name list.
And seconded by Councillor Marr. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried.
Thank you, Mayor and councillors. Just to give a bit of context, the Temperance Lane was named at the lane was named Temperance Lane because there was a temperance hall there, so it's got a historic reference. And there was a call for a previous name of a street down in Woodside, and we had a submission from the Woodside Primary School, but that name wasn't able to be used at that time, so it was put on the approved name list. So we're very pleased to be able to utilise the Blue Wren Lane as submitted by the primary school there. So, yeah.
Thank you, Councillor Crossley. Item 15.2, Quarterly Capital Report. Someone to move that, please. Councillor Tatterson.
I'd like to move that, Mr Mayor. I move that Council note the changes to the 2023-24 adopted capital works budget of $3,647,861 made since the end of February 2024, resulting in an adjusted capital works budget of $55,326,376, as shown in attachment 15.2.1, which also includes projects that have been deferred or cancelled for reasons as shown.
And seconded by Councillor Wood. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. Councillor Tatterson.
Thank you, Mayor. The quarterly update includes significant budget inclusions related to the receipt of government funding associated with natural disaster responses in Dargo and Nicola. These works have now been completed, and I thank the staff for their prompt action to respond to these emergencies, and also congratulate the contractors on getting up into our high country and undertaking these works. It's really important for the community up there, and it's great that those works have been done. Also, other changes that have been included where savings from completed or deferred or cancelled projects have been transferred to projects requiring additional funds, and these are all attached, shown in the attachment.
Thank you, Councillor Tatterson. There is no item 16. There is no gallery tonight. Mr CEO, do we have any online comments? I believe we have one.
We do have one, Mayor and Councillors. So we received a question from Carolyn Bowden, who, and I won't read her question out, but it really pertains to burning off around Woodside Beach. So she just is really after information on when it can be done, permits, notification of neighbours. So it's, we do have some very set processes in place for that, obviously involving the CFA as well. We've drafted up a response to Carolyn. We've copied that to councillors, Mayor, and we'll send that response out to her today.
Thank you, Mr CEO. And item 17, we need to move into closed session. Councillor Stevens, would you like to move us into closed session, please? Would you like to use your microphone?
If I have the technology to turn it on. Thank you, Mayor. I'm happy to move that the... Oh, God. Not having a very successful night tonight, Mayor.
There you go, the glasses.
I'll change my glasses. So that the meeting be closed to the public pursuant to section 66(2) of the Local Government Act 2020 to consider matters under section 66(5)(b) as defined by section 3.1 being, and I assume it's personal information. And I'll so move.
And seconded by Councillor Crosley. Is that motion opposed? If not, that motion is carried. So we'll move into closed session.